In 2 years, I started this, writing journal and everything, and started manifesting and achieving goals. And every goal that I wrote, everything that I wanted, I manifested it. And of course, I still have things that I wanted to manifest. I'm still in the process. And as a matter of fact, wherever you are in the stage of life, you are always in the process. So even if you manifested everything you ever wanted in your life, that doesn't mean that your life ends. So we are always in the process of it. We never stop learning. We never stop progressing. That leads to our ultimate happiness. But one of the biggest reasons why people fail, and in this video, I want to talk about it and how you can actually fix it so that you can achieve your goals faster, and then you can have your dream life rather than struggling with your 9 to 5 or feeling stuck with your business, is that if you change the way you think in this particular area, you will manifest way faster. And so this particular area that I'm talking about in your life is the offerings. So when you look back the history, every indigenous culture in South America or Native American or the tribes in Africa, there's so many rituals about sacrifice. And I'm not saying that, you should sacrifice your life or you should sacrifice your pet or some sort of things. But the highest level of sacrifice that they do, and they used to do or they currently do probably in Africa still, is that the life, right? They're a tribe that sacrifice their own child. They sacrifice their goat, sheep. They sacrifice their actual lives for the divine protection and guidance and abundance. Of course, I'm not saying that is right or wrong, because the way they used to live, the traditional ways that human being lived, and then all these beautiful rituals and tradition doesn't really suit the way of living in this modern society, and especially in a developed country. So I don't think that way of living right now is the best or good or bad, or which one is better or worse. But there's a law of universe, which is law of giving. And when you don't offer something in return or in exchange, when you don't give anything for you to receive, simply put, you're not going to receive it. That sacrifice can be the money, the sacrifice can be the energy, the sacrifice can be the presence. So because the highest level of sacrifice is the life itself, and then we can't give life to receive right now, because we want to enjoy the life, we want to live the life to the fullest, instead of like sacrificing the entire time and the life and youth and everything. So in hindsight, now I look back, right now I make about like 50K a month or something like that. But then back in the days, I was making $3,000 with my business as I started. The way I think right now and the way I think back then is completely different. Therefore, my reality is different. Who I am as a whole is different because of the way I think. And right now I'm in Colorado, Denver. I don't know if you guys can see it. Let me show you a little bit. So I'm in the United States, and it's been amazing. I'm really enjoying the people here. It's beautiful. I'm loving it. Back the frame, I think it's a little bit dark right now. But the reason why I'm here is I'm supporting my friend. And I probably spent $5,000 for this 10-day trip. And you see, I'm willing to take that step. I'm willing to do that. Like spending my own money to be here and to give a speech or to support my friend, I can do that because of the way I think. Because if I only make $3,000 or $5,000 back then, I'm probably not going to do it. I probably think that, okay, I should probably invest in something to grow my business, right? So right now I have a capacity and a different way of thinking, and therefore my reality is different, because as a result, I'm in the United States. I'm in a different country shooting this YouTube with this specific idea. So if I was thinking differently and then I'm not being here, I'm probably going to be making a different YouTube, and I'm probably still in Japan and doing some other things. So you see, your reality is 99.9% coming from the way you think. People think that physical action is somehow external factors, but not, because you're taking that physical action because the way you think, right? If you, for example, I want to text that girl, because you want to text a girl, that's your thought, that leads to a specific action. So if you don't think in this particular areas of offering, then you're not going to manifest, you're not going to achieve. A lot of people, I talk with a lot of people, and I work with 6 figures, 7 figures, right? And the people who most likely succeed, and in my own experience as a coach, and I worked with more than 1,000 people, and I taught meditations and hypnosis over hundreds and hundreds of people. And I had a conversation with so many people, you know, where they're starting the journey or where they're ahead of me. And the difference between the people who succeed and the people who don't, people who manifest and people who don't, is simply the way they think. And in particularly, they're willing to give, they're willing to invest, they're willing to offer for the exchange, in exchange for what they want to receive. And I'm not talking about very logical stuff right here. Like if you invest in yourself, let's say coaching program or anything else, you want to learn this certification, you want to get this certification, NLP or like whatever, right? And then you want to teach something. Then of course that is going to be a certain investment, that is going to be the certain level of like giving and receiving. You receive the certification, that is not the most important part, but you are creating this, setting intention, and I want this. And the way you think leads up to the certain action, which comes with the fact that you have to offer to the field the money. And that willingness of investing money, the willingness to give money, it will comes back in a bigger amount. I'm telling you. Every time I invest money, every time I invest in myself, every time I spend money on something, not just stupid shit, like not like, you know, buying a laptop or anything, but something that is actually for a greater good, something that is aligned with what you want and goals and dreams, then what happens is you literally give the offerings. And this is what I'm talking about, sacrifice. The traditions and history had the ritual of offerings and sacrifice is because they're asking for the divine guidance. They're asking for the abundance and protection and prosper, right? So we are asking something for God, and then you're always asking something for God, whether you like it or not, because 99% of everything you do and everything you experience in your life comes from your belief system. Because you have that belief system, because you have the paradigm and program, you will experience it. Your brain is so fucking intelligent. Your brain changes genetic expressions, they change chemical production, they change all these internal system to give you, to bring the evidence to validate your belief system. And that's how it operates. That's why we are as spiritual as we can be, but we are also very, very systematic. And if you don't understand that systematic part to embrace your spiritual self, you're just going to be miserable. You're not going to achieve your goals. You're not going to have the life you want. So simply put, how you can manifest faster is that you have to change the way you think. You change the way you think when you, especially in giving, and especially in spending money, especially in investing in yourself. And the people who I work with closely for coaching, whether they're 6 figure, 7 figure, or you know, who's 5 figure, whatever that is, the people who can make decision faster, people who's willing to give and offer, they will most likely have a fast result. And then that's how I experiencing, observing throughout my coaching career the last 4 years, and I was seeing in myself, in my journey as well, and in the people who I work with. Because if you don't think you can get it back, then you're not going to spend it. If I don't think this $5,000 to just come to Denver to support my friend, if I don't think I'm going to get that $5,000 or even $50,000 back, which I will, I'm not going to spend that much money. Because you wouldn't spend money, or you wouldn't offer or give or sacrifice something that you don't think you're going to get it back. You're not going to buy a car knowing that you don't make that much money. You're not going to buy a house knowing that you don't have that much money or you don't make that much money. So if you keep thinking that you're not going to get it back, then you're not going to spend it. You're not going to take that action. And this is the reason why when you start investing in yourself, or when you start offering a big amount of money, then there will be fear, because the way you consciously think will block that action, right? you have the willingness to invest, right? Okay, I know that I need to invest myself. I know that I need to step forward for me to start making more money or to manifest my dreams and goals. And then everyone knows that we need to invest in ourselves. We know that for us to learn something, we need to give, in order to receive. So that as a result, we can manifest and we can achieve our goals. And that's exactly how it works. It's a step-by-step logical blueprint of how to manifest. But the reason why majority of people do not do that sacrifice or the offer or make it super small so that what they receive is also super small is because they don't think the way they should think. If you don't believe that you're going to get it back, if you don't believe that spending $10,000 and you're actually going to get it back, then you're not going to spend it. If you don't think you can do it, so it basically comes down to the lack of self-belief and lack of believing in yourself, lack of confidence, right? And that's why I help people to change that, because the people who I work with change and get the result. Like they launched the business in single month, they actually collect 20-30K per month, and some people literally just get the promotion and get the bonus. So whatever the situation and condition, the physical matter is not as important as your mental matters right there, because the moment you think differently, everything else will have a ripple effect. And the more you're willing to give and the more you're willing to offer, the more you're willing to invest in yourself, the bigger the success and the bigger the abundance you will receive. So you have to start think differently in particularly investing in yourself, particularly offerings, because I'm Japanese born and raised. If I go to shrine, I love going to the shrines. Like I love praying, I love going to the shrines and like really connect within myself and just have that peaceful moment to understand and remind myself what I want and ask for protection and guidance, right? And when we do in a shrine, we typically throw some coins. It could be 5 cents, 10 cents. It's not that much money. Like $5, $10, whichever, whatever you want to give. And some people literally just throw $100. I mean, it's very rare, but maybe they're like, for example, they really fucking want to grow their business. So they just go to the shrine. It's like, hey, here's $100. On a surface level, what it looks like is that you just give $100 to the temple or a shrine. So those money will be spent for the shrines. What I'm talking about is that energetic field and also your thought process. It's not the fact that your $100 will be spent on the shrine, or I spent $5,000 to be here, that money is going into this billion-dollar company like hotels and their airplane company, or United or whatever. It's not that, but the fact that you believed that you're going to get it, the fact that you think that it's not that much money, because of that you will get it back. Because like I said, if you think it's a little money to just throw in a shrine, $100, it's ridiculous. It's because you don't have much money. If you have shit tons of money, then you throw $100 bill. So we need to think as if we already are there. We need to think as if we already have the result in this present moment. If you just made $1 million, boom, $1 million, you would happily spend a $100 bill in the shrine while everyone else is throwing 5 cents. You would be happy to do that, right? If you just made $1 million, you would support all the way to Brazil or Japan, and zero benefit for you, just to support your friend, and then spend $5,000, $10,000 just because you can, just because you think you can, just because you believe that is possible. So the reason why you don't invest in yourself for this program and coaching, $5,000, $10,000, or even $100 for you to just simply pray, is because the way you think. Because the difference between the future version of yourself already manifested everything that you ever wanted, and your current version has nothing, you don't have what you want. The difference between you and that future version of yourself is having exactly what you want physically, right? Whether it's a money or success or fame or followers or the lifestyle, you just don't have it. But if you can have the exact same mind and program, then it's inevitable. It will happen. But the why it hasn't been happened yet is because you don't have the same program, because you don't think the same way as your future version of yourself. So right now, I really want you to take pen and note and then start writing down what is this future version of yourself thought process. Like, study this future version and study this successful, amazing, charismatic version of yourself and write down, what do I need to be thinking on a daily basis, and especially when you take action, especially in investing in yourself, especially when you're spending money, especially when you are giving in an offering, because if you don't, you're not going to receive it. The law of giving is real. So change the way you think, invest in yourself, be willing to offer, be willing to sacrifice, because if you know the money is coming back, then it will come back and then you will give the offering. And as a result, you'll get it back 10 times, 100 times bigger. Right, with this said, if you're ready to invest in yourself after listening to this, and then maybe this is time, like you feel like maybe it resonated with you so much, and then if you're ready to get to the next level, then apply from the link in the description, and hope to see you very, very soon. And if you really want to manifest faster, and I just wanted to remind you, you might feel alone and you might go through this journey by yourself, you know, trying to grow your business or trying to take a leap of faith, trying to quit this soul-sucking job that you hate. Everyone is in it together. I'm going through my journey by myself, but I want you to know that we're all in this together. So you got this, and we got this. All right, with that said, hit the subscribe button, notification bell, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.